This fucking screen.
Colonel. Can I have cuddles tonight? Requesting cuddles tonight.
Sorry, Snake. This is a one-man operation. Cuddles OSP.
Big mama. Big mama.
I can see it in your eyes.
Colonel. Oh, look, the eyes follow you.
Don't Scooby-Doo yourself.
Colonel.
Okay.
Colonel, I've traced the source of the good times and chill hangouts to a group calling themselves BT. What could it mean?
So it's BT, is it? That would explain the communication we intercepted.
Colonel, who or what is BT?
BT is an internet duo consisting of Cassette Blue and Sun vs. the Moon. Together they are known as Budsday Today. They have a new podcast where they discuss video games and pop culture.
I see.
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Equipment, OSP.
Yes, this is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Understood.
And Snake, good luck.
Get ready. Checkpoint. Congratulations.
Welcome, bearer of the curse. It's Budsday Today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sun vs. the Moon.
I'm Cassette Blue.
And welcome to our show about video games and pulp culture. This week we have a pretty standard kind of week. I feel that we would have most kind of weeks. The last, the first time we were fortunate enough to start on a big RE, push, and we love Resident Evil, so it's pretty easy to kind of have that thing. But this week I had a lot of personal stuff going on, and we've just kind of we've had busy weeks.
Yeah, I've definitely been working more this past week myself, so I didn't really get to play a whole lot of extra stuff.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my monitor off that I got Cassette up here, so I will not be tempted to look at that monitor, because I always freaking do. So there you go. Okay, so look, I got the freaking. Let's go. What up? We're already starting off right. Okay, good. So anyway, I think this week we're just kind of going to hit up the news bits that we are really digging. I don't know if there's a lot of banter. I honestly didn't play as many games as usual, and I did just a straight up just chatting stream last night for like 4.5 hours.
Fun.
Yeah? You liked it?
I really enjoyed being in that. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, I had such a blast. I didn't think I could just talk about nothing for 4 hours, but it's really reliant upon chat. Having a just chatting stream without chat would be impossible, I feel. Unless you were like performing, of course.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it takes a lot of energy and maybe quite a bit of creativity as well to just kind of like throw yourself out into the ether like that and hold a whole stream and hold a whole banter or monologue just by yourself. But having a chat there to hang out with you to work off of, definitely, it really eases up the job on you.
Totally.
It's fun. Just love being able to hang out with people. Like, you were talking about in your chat, like not being able to do barbecues and stuff with me right now. And just like, we don't get that sort of like long hangout anymore. And sometimes when we're playing games, it's just, okay, now everybody watch me do this thing. It's kind of nice to be able to just converse. Miss that sometimes.
Yes, I completely agree. I really like to start the beginning of my stream with a just chatting section. And, you know, sometimes it goes for like 30 minutes, sometimes an hour. It can be considerable. And Saturday night, I was just kind of, you know, feeling it. And I've joked, you know, or said, well, what if we do like just a complete just chatting stream? And it was really nice. You know, it was just kind of one of those. I was gonna finish the medium. I'd planned on finishing the medium, and I didn't really get the. Like I was just chatting, and by the time that I was done just chatting, it was already so far into the stream that I'm like, well, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
start like a little bit right now, you know. And yeah, that's kind of what propelled it. And then everybody just kept coming in and saying, "What up?" All my good pals came in. You know, shout out to the Budsday community and all our good friends, all our good buds. And yeah, it was a blast. It was so much fun just hanging out with everybody. And the only kind of weird thing, we had a few trolls here and there, but one, it was somebody.
It's just chatting.
It was trying somebody to get me to click a link, and it was so funny because, you know, he's like, "Yo, you want to click this link?" And I'm like, I mouse over it, of course, and I'm like, "No, bud, I'm good." And Cassette it inspects it, and he's like, "It's DMCA related." And I was like, "Okay, so I'm good." And we find out he's like, "I was just trying to rickroll you," and we're like, "Bro, really? Right now? 2021? Okay, bud. I mean, I guess I respect it. I don't know. Good effort." So we kind of like we all kind of laughed at it. And then I kid you not, it was like 5 minutes later, another person comes in and they're like, "Yo, dude, click this link. It's a really cool thing. I promise." And I'm like, "Dude, we just had somebody come in and do that." And he's like, I don't do it. And he's like, "Come on." I'm like, "No, dude, I'm good. But you can hang out. What up?" And then he ends up following. And I'm like, "Well, they see now, you know, you're not I've been in trouble before. I get it. You know, you're probably not a bad person, but, you know, don't be like a bleep about it." So the most so anyway, he's like, "Yeah, I was just trying to rickroll you." And we're like, "What?" Like 5 minutes ago there was like a dude in here. Are you guys like friends? And he's like, "No." I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "We're brothers." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, okay, these are just some kids having some fun on a Saturday night, whatever." So that was like the extent of the trolley trolls, but otherwise, boy, I had a great time.
Thank you for a fun time, the brothers Rick.
Yes. And we ended up playing. Oh gosh. So we ended up playing it anyway. We ended up playing it anyway. And the dude leaves and he comes back. He's like, "Hey, I'm back." I was like, "Bro, did you see it? We did it for you." And he's like, "Wait, what? No way." I'm like, "Yeah, dude." And then yeah, that's when he followed or something like that. But he's like, "Oh, I missed it." Yeah, it was pretty funny. Shout out to his family.
Shout out to his family.
Yeah. Holy shit, dude. Oh no, that was my first one. Dang it, there was one cassette. Okay, hold on.
It's okay. It wouldn't be a proper podcast without the codec
Okay,
sound. So
this one's 7 minutes in, 7:12 in. I got it. I got the timestamp. Okay, holy
Thank you.
schmoly. Okay, so well, now that we've had that was perfect. The nice little anecdote to break the old ice arena. That was awesome. Thank you so much again for the team. I just had the mouse cursor. I thought I wasn't capturing the mouse cursor. I'm totally a pick in your nose arena right now. I just lost my mouse and it's on your face.
It could use a good cleaning.
You know, I'm actually glad I'm capturing it because I would not have been able to find it for a hot second. Yeah, probably unprofessional. I should probably take that off.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that you do some more just chatting streams. They were great. I'm looking forward to that.
So one thing that streaming has helped me with in general is at my job is and just in public and is being able to roll with the punches, you know, kind of get off kilter people and, you know, you kind of get weirdos or people just trolls on you on purpose and you kind of just have to learn to go with them. And I've had some encounters that I wasn't satisfied or happy with my reaction, and I've completely adjusted, you know, in the past, and it just helps me not just on streaming but just when I encounter the same kind of behavior at my workplace. You know, I don't get like emotional instant knee-jerk reaction like I tend to, because I'm an anxious human and I suffer from like a knee-jerk reaction sometimes, and I try to learn to be more stoic, but you know, I just sometimes I'm not. Often I'm not, and it really helps me to like get those experiences to see. So the just chatting is really cool, but it is really exhausting because it just takes so much just mental energy to be on your game like that, because you can't slip up. You know, you kind of, when you're just chatting, if you have like I feel if you have like a weird moment or like a, you know, dead air, not just dead air. Yes, dead air. I don't want to be so cliche about it, but yeah, you know, people just click out straight away, right? So you kind of got to have this
Yeah.
this like performative aspect, but at the same time, you have to be in check. There's no script. You gotta, yeah. It's just it's challenging. It's just it's a long. It's much easier. People that just chat for their entire stream, I respect. I've never experienced anything like that before, and like serious respect.
Yeah, you kind of have to pace yourself quite a bit. And one thing for the future probably would work great is to like have just chatting activities to put up. And that would definitely be something that can get people involved, keep people in the conversation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Do you have any like examples?
Well, the only things that come off the top of my head right now is like people will do like marbles on stream. I know our friend Lyrep, shout out to Lyrep. She'll do
Shout out live
Stream
rep.
Raiders. Also, congratulations, Lyrep, on becoming a Stream Raiders affiliate. You're
Heck yes.
amazing.
Heck yes.
Uh,
What
your
as Lai would say,
community.
yeah, boy, boy.
Yep. So just like, I don't know, like, yeah, little activities like that. I'm sure there's some other stuff, like if you like, obviously we bring up topics for ourselves to discuss on this podcast, but like, you know, bring up a particular news item or something that you saw, like almost like a, not crowdsourced, the word that I'm looking for, I guess, is more slightly participatory talk show, I guess, which is exactly what just chatting is already on its own anyway.
Thanks again for the folks showing up to my just chatting. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I may do it again. I super look forward to it. But we're going to segue now into the news sections that we're catching our eye. And first up, oh, what? Oh,
Oh,
oh. Okay. So, Kadokawa Corporation and Sony have formed a capital alliance along with a third partner. Ooh, I forgot the name off the top of my head now. Do you remember? I can scroll down unless you remember.
Cyber Agent, Cyber Alliance.
That
No,
sounds
Cyber Agent.
that sounds close.
Cyber Agent.
Cyber
Yes,
Agent,
thank
yes.
you.
Okay, and along with Cyber Agent with the same amount, it is a 1.9% stake in the parent company of From Software, Kadokawa Corporation. So this is a huge deal because they will get critical funding for their services, but it also means more Sony exclusive. This probably means Bloodborne, some goodies.
Can only hope.
Yes. Or, you know, maybe Demon Soul. I don't know if Demon Soul does not need a sequel. It's pretty succinct. I love the story, but you know, even if they did more new IP, you know, let's go.
Or like one of the things about Cyber Agent is that they have a lot of like anime and mobile games on their docket, like mobile games, whatever. But they obviously have the resources and the um, systems in place to be able to put together a lot of non-games media that could be like great side story tie-ins or any sort of stuff for existing FromSoft IPs. I know that Bloodborne has apparently. I don't. Have you read the Bloodborne comic?
Yeah, dude, I have it.
Is it any good?
That's cool.
It's cool.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Well, there you go. Like
I have the Dark
we could
Souls
have
one too
more
if
of
you
that
ever
kind
want
of
to check
stuff.
them out.
Oh, I keep forgetting that there is one of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just like I mean, just on the Cyber Agent side, you know, we can have a lot of non-sequel video game sort of extra stuff, and that's the kind of thing that I would be looking forward to. I always like having little like extra gems on the side of my stories.
Sure. Little Yoko Taro does that with Nier a lot.
Yeah, oh God, the whole friggin' Broadway play in between Nier and Nier Automata.
Multiple.
Is that ever going to get a English translation, or are those ever going to?
I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, this we don't know anything what's going to happen with this. It's just that it's happening. So we just wanted to make you aware because it's hugely interesting to us.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see what they come down with or come up with down the road. Elden Ring, bring us Elden Ring, damn it!
Elden Ring. The next up on our ticket here is from a PC Gamer. So Cassette wanted to bring this one up specifically.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about, and what are we looking at here?
So we're looking at Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which is basically going to be a repackaging and slight update to the original Mass Effect trilogy. And they're basically going to be doing a little bit, or most important, in my opinion, is that they're going to be doing a little bit more of a unified experience. So they are retooling character creation to be much more like the latter games. They're making FemShep available from the start. Everything is going to be from a unified launcher. Just some graphical updates like upresing on textures and whatnot, and a few environmental changes. Unfortunately, there isn't going to be Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Apparently, that was going to be such a huge project to get that working, like bigger than redoing the solo trilogy stuff. So I remember having a lot of fun with that way back when, and it would have been cool to be able to jump back into something like that, but apparently that's not going to happen. But a lot of the graphical changes are limited to what they're going to be, specifically because everything is done in Unreal Engine 3, which doesn't share the same scripting engine as Unreal Engine 4, which would mean completely redoing cutscenes and everything like that, and that would just be too much work. And honestly, the games look great as they are. I think people just the biggest benefit of all this is being able to get a unified trilogy package for this, which, and better character creation, which people love character creation. So but yeah, this is something that I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up myself, but it is kind of tempting. I know that the internet also has been a little bit abuzz about they're changing some of the camera work for Mass Effect 2 and trying not to
Miranda.
focus too much on Miranda's
Miranda
ass.
bless. Okay, so here's the thing.
Yes.
You brought this game up, and at first I was like, whatever, but okay, this is like a detail thing. I wasn't super, like, okay, let's talk about it. But I didn't even, now that we're fucking, sorry. 1950, Burrup. 1950. Now that we're talking about Mass Effect, I feel I need to talk about Mass Effect. Okay, so I loved this first game, this series, the second one too, but I'm a huge, I cannot say I am anymore. I was a huge BioWare fan. I love Baldur's Gate. I love, I love all the variants of those isometric games. Even the non BioWare ones like Icewind Dale and all those. I loved all those, but BioWare always had the greatest. KOTOR, Jade Empire. They're just great games. They're always so fun. The combat's always so fun. Everything about BioWare games. They got a little samey with the communication and the way that you talk to people, but whatever.
Yes.
It didn't matter to me. So here's the thing. Mass Effect is the reason I bought an Xbox 360 initially. Because I just like Final Fantasy VII. This is so funny because just like Final Fantasy VII made me get a PlayStation, BioWare, I went with them because that was an exclusive game for Xbox and Xbox 360, and I'm in. I had loved the regular Xbox. I modded it way back in the day, so you could put a different OS, and you could just like have a launcher, Xbox Media Center. You could run all your videos and everything. It was super great. I still have my OG Xbox with Xbox Media Center on it. It would die playing like a 4K video, but maybe I'll put it up as like a relic in the background. That'd be kind of cool, actually. Yeah. Anyway, I still got my Duke controllers. Yeah, I think the only one that I don't have anymore. I still have my Super Nintendo. I don't have my my Nintendo Entertainment System anymore. I have my Super Nintendo. Yeah, I don't have my original PlayStation 1. That died. I gave my buddy my Dreamcast. Probably shouldn't have ever done that, but whatever. I had the Samba de Amigo maracas and everything. The game was so sick.
I never got to play that.
Yes, I wish I had it so you could play it, bud. Crazy Taxi. Yeah. Love it. What else? There's the original Xbox. I still have my GameCube. I still have the Wii U. I never had a Wii, and I never had a 64. I played those. I borrowed my friend's 64. We swapped. He borrowed my PlayStation. I borrowed his 64, and then I played like the big hit Wii games. At my friends, at the time when I was playing. That's how I played Mario Galaxy and things like that. But I never owned the console. Never really felt compelled to do it. I still have never played through like Skyward Sword. So there are a few of the big ones that I'm interested in playing that I never did play. But I did get a Wii U. Funny enough, maybe because of Xenoblade Chronicles X. That was the reason why I bought the Wii. There you go. That's why I bought the Wii U, because was Xenoblade. Yep. Yeah, I'm definitely that person. You get that exclusive game that I really want, I'm going to buy that console for sure. But yeah. Vita. Yep. My PSP died. I don't have that anymore. That's died. I tossed that. But I still have my Vita. That works. Still have my GBA. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think I still have it right here, actually. I was checking out because Cassette and I were talking about He was considering playing Final Fantasy 1 again, or for the first time, when I'm very excited. This is my the limited edition one that's like a or a regular Nintendo. I had a Famicom one, and my house got robbed one time and it got stolen. But it's so great. It's so beautiful. I love it. So,
that is wonderful.
Wait, we have these new features. For our buddy Lucid Faith requested some things, so I can. Here you go. So this is my my Game Boy Advance. And by the way, for all of my fellow friends watching and people that may have been mistaken, I finally have. Let me pop over to Cassette. This is incredible. Wait, I should just do my content. Well, let's do the Budsday Today one. So we don't have. This is not about Mass Effect anymore. Okay. This is so fun. This is one of the first times I have a platform. We have a podcast. I can say whatever the heck I want, and I can finally. Oh my goodness, it's so funny. Okay, everybody, this is a Game Boy Advance. A Game Boy Advance. It is not a Game Boy Advance ED. It's not a Game Boy Advanced. It's Game Boy Advance. The game is called Advance Wars. It is not Advanced Wars. It is called Advance Wars. This is a Game Boy Advance. Just, that feels so gosh darn good to be able to say, after so many years of listening to so many people say, Advanced. This is a Game Boy Advance, my friends.
Just remember, it's present tense because it's still moving forward. They never finished.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you for entertaining me on that.
Absolutely.
So this next bit is from video cards, and I wanted to just bring this to light because I just want to rant for a second about this. I was going to talk about it on the Just Chatting stream, and I held my tongue because I feel I'm actually going to rant about a number of things. I need a rant about NVIDIA specifically. Okay, so it is now profitable to mine Ethereum with these laptops because they have 3070s in them, and the laptops are more power efficient than like a desktop unit. So you know how all the miners I should have brought it. Cassette, could you find the picture of the mining rig of like the just a bunch of I think there were 3080s or 3090s. Anyway, check this out. Look at these freaking laptops. Yo, yeah, there's where all your stock is going. I mean, come the freak on, man. This is infuriating. And this is, okay, we are at a point now, this is like a really critical point, I feel, in the PC gaming market, because there are people, there are kids coming up right now, or young adults that are coming up right now that are trying to get into PC gaming, and it is impossible. They're just going to be like, screw this, I'm going to stick with consoles, and they're never going to even care about this market, and it sucks because it's so fun to play on your PC. I love the PlayStation 5. It's fun. I hate the UI. I think Cassette and I are actually going to have a whole topic about console UIs. That could be a Budsday topic if we have a slow news week, but we'd have to prepare for that because we need to come some receipts. But I like what they offer. They're very affordable for the price. We've seen Control now. If you want RTX, it is the 30 frames. Neo, it seems like if you want, there's no RTX, but that one actually is fine. That one you can run even up to the 120 hertz mode, but it's garbage. You want to play the performance mode. Anyway, they're, for what they are, for the price they are, they're awesome. I love what they offer. But I also love having a PC. Having the freedom to play with any controller I want. I personally love the heck out of my Xbox Elite controller. I love this thing, and I have a converter. This converter that I use, it allows me to use it on this is a Brook X1 adapter. It allows me to use it on my Switch. It allows me to use it on my PlayStation, and it actually works on PS5 for PS4 games, but they don't have any firmware update yet. They said they're working on it. Hopefully they'll be able to do the PS5 one. But anyway, I don't got to worry about any of that on a PC. Anyway, my whole point is so many people are just going to say, screw it, I'm not going to worry about this PC stuff. This is impossible to get into. And, we already have COVID shortages. We already have issues. And then all these people are buying up everything. And it is just the absolute. Oh, this is a new one. I didn't see this. This isn't what I was talking about, but holy cow. There you go. This is I'm in the dark now. Let me boost my lighting here. Oh, too much. We'll adjust in a little bit, but this is just a dark image. Go ahead.
This is supposed to be a full rig of 3080s.
Yeah, that it looks like it. It's disgusting. So this is where your market's going, man. And I find this upsetting on multiple levels, obviously, but especially with the fact that there already is a shortage, and now it's not even that they're unable, it's that there's just no market anymore. You can't, these people use bots to buy everything up. There is purely no market. I don't know. I'm not educated enough to know, but their engineers are smart enough. They got to be. I don't know if you can hardware lock these kind of gamer cards to not be able to run hash scripts. I don't know if that's possible. If it's just at the end of the day, it's ones and zero processing. I mean, I would think. Yeah. I don't know. But they're much smarter than me, and that's what they get paid to do. I would hope that they would have some ability to at least detect it and stop it at a hardware level to prevent it from not doing it, and then do what they did before. Offer special mining editions of the cards. It's like they don't do video rendering, so they could sell them things with broken video processing units that just use it as a daughter card to render. There is a market for these things, and that they could do, but at the
end, then they would be cheaper probably in that way, since they're partially broken.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're just going to keep doing this. It's crazy. I mean, there's rolling blackouts in Iran right now where specifically from mining operations, and it's happening all over. Yeah. They're having they're targeting, or they're blaming mining operations, and it's incredibly energy inefficient. So that's why to tie it all back around, this is nuts. It gets even worse. Okay, I have more to my rant that I need to talk about with this. It's all because of Ethereum specifically, but so this person, Billy, a content creator, they go in, they sit at a Starbucks coffee shop, and they mine with their laptop for, what was it, an hour? And what was it at? They into their wall for 2 hours, and they mine 89 cents to pay for the coffee. And here, obviously, I wouldn't pay for it in the States here, but still, this is awful. They're now using that building's energy. It's like they need to stop this at just a straight up consumer level. This is so bad for the environment on on just so many levels that it boggles my mind that we're doing this right now.
But then my question to you is, should hardware developers be determining what people can and cannot use their hardware for?
I know. Well, if they really want to be good in the gamer's eyes, they could just cripple that functionality. You know, it's then it's just like, you know, there have been Intel did that. You know, they I'm not saying it was a good crippling, but I'm saying they have the ability to do that. And for this, I think this would get them a lot of goodwill, quite frankly.
Yes.
I don't think this
True.
is a negative. This is just preventing abuse. And at the end of the day, though, I don't think they would do this because they sell out of their cards. This is why I'm mad, because they don't care. And yeah, I would like to see it. It seems AMD is trying to do this. I don't know much about it. I think it has to do because Ethereum is a 356-bit bus, I think, or 384-bit bus, and the 68, are they called 6800 or 60, whatever what are the latest RDNA? I forget now. Whatever those are, those are on a 256-bit bus, so it's not able to, so or as efficiently. I don't, again, I'm not an expert on this. I don't know enough about it. I probably should be. I should educate myself more on it. I just don't think I care enough. It kind of upsets me, quite frankly.
I mean, that makes sense. If it has a wider bus, then it should be more efficient at it.
Yeah. I don't think it probably can't not do it. It's just not as good at doing it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah. So moving on, I wanted to have some fun stuff with it.
Yes.
So Chris Kohler, I don't know if he's still, where was he at before? I think he was at IGN before, maybe, I forget. I'm sorry, my apologies. He posted this, data miners identified the exact samples used in the Super Mario World songs, which in order to fit on the cart, they had to be heavily compressed to fit on the SNES cart, and rebuilt the songs using full uncompressed samples. So I don't know, is this as a result of the leak that happened? Do we know?
I was not able to check in on that,
Okay.
unfortunately.
No worries.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just going to have a little bit of fun, and just kind of got to listen to one of these. I need to adjust this to keep my Self-Areno going, but here we go. It's so good. Definitely check it out. Getting the flag. Let's see. Let's do the fortress. That one's so good. The rumbling through your ears.
I love that synth.
So apparently this has been a bit of a movement that's been happening. They started with Donkey Kong, and they did them again recently, and you have the latest link.
So apparently, people have been working on doing Wario Land 4. And there is, I don't recall what title it is exactly. Or actually, let's do some Donkey Kong.
This is the one I was familiar with from before, from 2019. Yeah, it's delightful.
I didn't listen to this. I'm excited. so much.
I love that booty 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 booty.
It's so clean.
Yes. Anyway, you get the idea.
even the ape samples, I love that so much.
So you wanted to listen to this one? Oh, it's the same one. Let's see. What was the one?
Yeah.
You want to listen to this one? Oh, no. Excuse me. This one. Open, please.
Yeah. It's those pads.
I played so much of this game. Dixie's broken, though, once you finally get here in the sequels.
I actually only recently played and beat this game for the first time, like, what was it, 4 or 5 months ago?
Yeah, awesome. Bro, if
This
you want to
game is
borrow
incredible.
Tropical Freeze, bud, it's awesome.
I'm into it, yep.
Seriously, anytime.
down.
Ghost, you can borrow it.
Mhm.
What was there was a couple other biggies that Astral Chain, Zelda.
Oh, there was another big one. I can't recall what it was now.
Yeah, anytime. Anytime, bud.
But yeah,
Ah.
these there was also the Wario Land 4. There is a Wario title on the GameCube that they found a lot of the soundtrack instruments are the same, and they were actually able to pull a lot of those samples from the GameCube disc, and with that start recreating a lot of the Wario Land 4 tracks.
Anything in particular you want to listen to?
Hit any of them. Oh. Listen to that organ. I love a good rock organ.
Oh.
Yep.
Full screen. Let me get the full screen on here. What does it say right here on screen?
Game Boy Advance? Does it say advanced?
A boom, baby. I'm glad I clicked this one. Thanks for bringing it up.
No problem.
That's too funny. Thank you, Wario. I like the double bass. Brr-boom, brr-boom, boom. Brr-boom, boom, brr-boom, boom.
The dream I had last night melted into my pillow. I made peace.
Oh my gosh, he was singing. That's scary.
Interesting. So the really cool thing that I feel about this is, so a lot of video game music, or music in general, now and before, if it's not done with like live instrumentation, or you're not taking the samples of instruments or recordings yourself, you're most likely going to be using like a MIDI library, which is just a library of pre-recorded sounds for a whole bunch of different instruments. And if you go back to a lot of this music, you listen to it and you can start pinpointing the very specific way that an instrument will sound. Because among MIDI libraries, most likely each instrument is going to sound completely different from another library.
Yeah.
You can start finding out what module that is, or anything else that it comes from specifically. And you can reproduce all that sound at the highest quality available to it. And like, I was thinking about how I had heard a track from Marvel versus Capcom, and the way that a specific type of guitar sounds in that soundtrack made me think, oh, this sounds exactly like the guitar sample that they used for Mega Man X2. And so it's like, oh, I wonder what MIDI module they used for that, because it's probably the same, and I'd probably be able to get it myself and start reproducing music to make it sound exactly like Mega Man X2 boosted up. So I don't know, just like being able to go and find the sources of this music and hear it at its best possible presentation is just really cool. I hope that more people do stuff like this for other game soundtracks. The problem is that's a lot of work to like try to, as closely as you can, mimic the original composition, not just in terms of notes, but like velocity, um, some of the other side samples that they might be using outside the library. There's just like, every song has a very specific um, je ne sais quoi, I guess, about it that might be very difficult to get right at different hands, but still exciting. I can't wait to see what these people make in the future.
Cool. Shall we hit our final topic?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So
go
ahead.
go for it.
The Judgment is going to be getting the next gen treatment. It's going to be remastered with all the bells and whistles that you would expect out of PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, and Stadia. Shout out to Google, I guess. But it's going to have better loading time, 60 FPS, all that good stuff. The only problem, and I don't know why this is still a thing, but you cannot upgrade your PS4 license to a PS5. And unfortunately, I guess this is just kind of how we're going to start seeing a lot of potential re-releases happen with next gen stuff.
This is why I've ranted about it this before. This is a bit of a rant episode. I apologize, but I fundamentally think Sony is being extremely anti-consumer with their backwards compatibility. I think we've mentioned it in a previous Budsday podcast, but if not, I've definitely talked about it on the stream before. Regardless, Microsoft has an entire team dedicated to their backwards compatibility, and I know it's just because they need to be more consumer friendly. But cool, that's what competition is good. We want competition because it forces companies to not be companies. Yes, of course, companies are in it to make money. They suck. At the end of the day, corporations is not your friend. Never be beholden to a corporation. Only be beholden to your friends and loved ones, but never a darn corporation. Anyway, they are not your friends. So it seems that like on an Xbox, you can go and you play Xbox One X and you play any of those Xbox 360, Xbox One. There are a handful of Kinect games that aren't, that don't work, but in general, every game is going to work and look nice. Have up-res, take advantage of those type of things. Sony, on the other hand, is leaving it up to the developers. Even their own first-party studios, they're not all on board. Some of them are. God of War, amazing. Ghost of Tsushima, amazing. But I don't want to have to rebuy Red Dead Redemption, which I'm probably going to have to do. And I don't want to have to rebuy Horizon, which probably going to have to do. Well, no, that's on their market. Guerrilla is, one of their first-party studios. It's just... I forget. Why am I blanking on his name? The ex head of Guerrilla. He's now the head of Sony. How in the world is his game studio not rocking it? Death Stranding. I don't want to have to rebuy Death Stranding again. That sucks. Be a bro and let me play on my fancy games that I just bought like a year or two ago on my new stuff. I know that it would require a little bit of effort, but that's why it's cool. That's why you're rad, Don't be anti-consumer. And I've heard the other arguments about people, it's like you shouldn't get it free, but even if you had to pay some sort of like an upgrade, or I don't like that idea. I truly think Microsoft is doing it right, man. But I also I'm very more pro-consumer, but who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. It's very unfortunate that they would have this kind of pathway, or lack of a pathway, I guess, and just leaving it up to a developer to take care of. But you would think that having their titles available to be boosted up by the PS5, granted, yes, I know that getting next generation hardware is still difficult. We've talked about that. But that just increases the continuing sale value of that title. People may only start to get into the Sony family of game, or start their their Sony specific library of games with their PS5, you would want to give them a whole bunch of titles, especially since PS4 hardware isn't that far away from PS5 in terms of uh, processor
Architecture.
architecture. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. It's close enough that you wouldn't have to be doing an entire port or an entire remaster. And it's again, it just comes down to making choices that are pro-consumer.
Oh
And
well, what happened was they okay. So they originally the funny thing is, like, games like originally the God of War, and now it is patched, so it's dope. We get the 4K version.
Yeah.
Before you had to have the non-patch version, but the Last Guardian is like this. If you have, I have the disc, I can pop it in and stop it from updating. And the problem was at launch, the frame pacing was so bad because it could not maintain a stable frame rate above 30 that they ended up releasing a patch to lock it at 30. So in effect, it crippled it. And then if a game never got a PS4 Pro patch, which it didn't, Bloodborne never didn't, etc., they unfortunately do not ever get to make use of it. The only way a PlayStation 5 game, or sorry, a PlayStation 4 game is boosted from PlayStation 5 hardware is if it received a PS4 patch, like Dark Souls 3, where it allows it to run at an uncapped frame rate, and therefore it's allowed to just brute force it by the PlayStation 5. It's the games that are artificially locked at 30 frames per second. They just need to repatch them. It's most of these games could just work again. That's the problem. Just unlock that frame rate alone. I'm fine with even lower resolution, 1080p, whatever. I'd rather not be, but excuse me, let us come on. Anyway, shall we roll into our This Week in Gameplay, my friend?
let's do it.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us again on this side of This Week in Gameplay. We're starting off with some Budsday action like we like to do. This week for Budsday, we did some Dark Souls 3, one of our personal favorite games. It's not
Always a good one to come back to.
It's a weird, it plays perfectly. It's more of like a best of Dark Souls, it's not my favorite Souls game specifically, but boy is it just an amazing game to just play through. We decided to do a new game plus run. Cassette, I don't know. It looks like you're on a magic build. I'm on my watch his HP. Watch for its HP. Hold on, we got to back up. It's too funny. So my boy's got a big old honker. I'm doing a dark build. So I'm using an Exile Greatsword with dark. I think I have 40/40 in faith, and we're like, this is new game plus run. This is our level 120 characters. We just did a new game run. And watch his HP. When I walk in there, he go chunk. Do it. There, chunk.
Boom.
Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. He just dies so fast. My man is just dead.
Little HP he has even on NG plus.
Yeah, 2,500 or something. No, it was less than that. It was more than that, but still, it was pretty low. Yeah. It's just amazing. I love this build. This build's super fun. We're playing on PlayStation right now, so I'm playing on Cassette's playing on his PS4. I'm playing on my PS5. So we'll actually, it's kind of interesting. We'll be able to see the differences, aren't we? Won't we?
Yep. And the pro-consumer thing that they did is that even a PS4 title running on PS5 can still connect to PS4s running the same titles. So thank you.
Yeah, it's really nice to be able to connect over PSN to each other. We're about to run up. We decided to take the aggressive route into Lothric, so we're going Dancer, and then we're going. I think we did Osiris next, right? And then we do Gundyr after that. Yeah, we kind of we
go all the way through the hard part.
Yeah, we did a pretty fun playthrough. We were not totally there. Are we going to finish this up on Tuesday?
Yes, we are.
Cool. So what we'll be trying to do, we haven't been able to finish Frida because Cassette's PC was crashing, and that's why we're playing on PC or PS4. That's what I mentioned. That's what, yeah. So that's the whole point. We have been stuck on our other playthrough because we've been barred by progress.
Yeah, this is like the first time in how many months that I picked this up? I think it was like 5 months ago or something that we were taking Pelico through on our keyboard mouse only arrow or sorry bow only playthrough, which was such a like weird but really incredibly fun way to play Dark Souls on PC.
Loved it with the
Obviously,
mouse and
but
keyboard. Yeah, there's a
yeah,
mod to make it so it doesn't autocorrect the camera for you though. Oh, real quick, shout out to my man
forgot about that.
Elucid for the dancer fight. We might as well go full screen for you with our new layout. Lucid had mentioned when we're doing some of the games he'd like us to swap over. So here you go, buddy. We got some full screen action Reno for you. Here we go,
Thanks
coming
again,
in.
Lucid.
Coming in with the exile behind her. I'm gonna switch to. I want to switch to my view and watch the fight after. That'd be kind of fun.
I kind of forgot, like, I have dregs, and why don't I just use dregs on everything from a distance?
Yeah, it
I
was
thought I
pretty
had to
great.
get into a melee, and I'm a magic build.
It takes some getting used to. Well, you also
It
take
does.
you have so little damage.
Yes.
I mean, so little defense, I should say.
Yeah, no, I got what you mean. Yeah, it's it's still a high vigor build, but there's no endurance, there's no armor that I'm rocking right here.
I'm going to go ahead and the latest in my previous fashion. I didn't really have a lot to go. I mean, that's not true. This character has everything unlocked. Is this the Vort one?
No, this is Dancer.
Nice. Let's go full screen. And this. Let's back it up here. That was pretty good timing. Okay, so we got our big honky sword. We got our so I love the Morn's armor, and I went for the sloppy feet and the sloppy gloves because I needed to kind of trim some weight because the Exile Greatsword is so big and heavy. We needed to
It is the thick boy.
we needed to freeze him up, and I kind of like the way that this looked with Morn's. Big chunk of damage. Feels so good, man. I love this game. I hadn't played this game in a minute, and coming back into it, like right in real time, Cassette's like, "Oh yeah, I got magic," and then we're like, "GG," going for the grab. This game's so fun. If you've never played this game, it is a absolute delight. Shout out to our friend Aileen Senpai. She's been just starting her new build, and I think she's doing a Claymore. Oh yeah, there she goes. She's going for you. Thankfully, she didn't even target me. Give me a freebie. I'm like, oh thanks. Let me recharge my.
Yeah, until she does that 360 or that 720, I mean, the whole thing is 720s, but until that last 720, you can just be on her ass and you're totally fine.
Yeah,
It's
for
kind
sure.
of amazing.
The I'm gonna get your next one back up and cross over to my to our content one. So I don't know how much you want to talk about Dark Souls in general. Dark Souls 3 for the Budsday in general. We haven't actually had our Souls kind of discussion. It is my absolute favorite series. Bloodborne is my favorite game of all time. Ludwig is my favorite video game boss. The music, I adore everything about it. Did we talk about Demon Souls before on this podcast yet?
I feel like we've gone back and forth on a lot of stuff. I feel
know,
like we
it's so
have
funny.
in some way, but probably not too deep.
Yeah, I won't get too deep into it now. I'd love to do an actual Our History with Souls, a Souls-focused podcast. That'd be a really fun one to do. But in essence, I've been a fan, for a very long time. I love Dark Souls. I played through it a ton of times. Oh, you know what I was going to say about... Yeah, it's not important. I've loved Dark Souls. Dark Souls 1 is still my favorite, like, Dark Souls game, because it is just a big open world that is fun and mysterious and challenging. And when you've never played anything like that, most people hadn't played Demon Souls, but at that point, this was their kind of first experience to a game that, the beauty of Demon Souls is that it's a game that, it doesn't want you to push buttons, and we love pushing buttons. And I say this often: we love pushing buttons. And when it comes to Demon Souls, it says don't push buttons, but you need to just chill out on that. And they, the stamina management and the iframes, it pioneered a lot of things, but Dark Souls just really brought it together. They brought all their focus in. The bosses are awesome, and yeah. It's just I love Souls. Love Souls.
It is interesting. Like for me, I really got a handle of the mechanics of Souls through Dark Souls 3. And so I've kind of worked my way backward. I played 1 and then 2 in Bloodborne and 3 in basically in order of their release, or I think yeah, Bloodborne came after 2. Um didn't click until Dark Souls 3,
Correct.
and then I backpedaled from those and started going backward in the series and like really re-examining and re-exploring all
I just
those
got
games after
pancaked.
like, huh?
I just got pancaked. Sorry, go ahead.
No. um
Can I back up and watch?
but
Here you go.
it was interesting finally playing Demon Souls recently like I did, and it almost feels like I don't want to say like a beta build for Dark Souls 1, but in a lot of ways it is. It's
Yeah.
like I said, we can have a whole episode on that some other time. But with the simplicity of 3, it really does give you, I feel like, a safer space to really, finally like understand the fundamentals and explore the mechanics of this entire series.
Yeah, it is definitely a greatest hits. It is.
Hmm.
It controls so well. It plays so well. It is one of my all-time favorite games just to play. You know, the PvP is very fun. The best thing about you can't take Souls PvP seriously. The latency is insane. We're gonna have an example of it coming up where you just can't take it seriously. You got to have fun, and just I highly recommend everybody play online because it is the most fun you will have. I promise you.
Yes.
You will never have different experiences than you do when you're playing online.
I was still in this fight getting used to trying to get iframes on a 30 FPS game, also with uh, capture through the OBS or lag through the OBS capture, and I was just getting wailed on in this fight.
So here you'll see the higher resolution, and can you notice the difference from even on? No, you're only getting the 30 frames stream for Discord. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, the people that are watching, I got it full screen right now. You'll see on the PS5 how the 60 frames and higher resolution looks. It's quite nice and quite playable, I gotta say. And I can use my Xbox controller because it's technically a PS4 game. I love that. That's the problem. It's like if they release it for the PS5, my controllers won't work anymore, bud. Like for Neo, man, I'm gonna buy it on PC because boy, I can't. I gotta have my controller. I gotta have my paddles, man. There's no paddles. There's no paddles. There's no paddles.
That is a weird. Uh, how much more does it cost to add paddles to a controller? I know the DualSense probably costs like what, $60 or $70 as it is.
Yeah, I think it
curious
is.
to find out now.
I think it's pretty high like that. I would agree with you. Yeah, I think it's about there. Maybe is it even more? I'm not sure. Okay, so we're gonna be doing Gundyr, and Cassette is a legend at Gundyr. This is from his perspective. I don't know how many attempts we did, but he was going for them old Pararinos, and
I think we did like 3 attempts or something like that.
yeah, and enjoy. Hold on, let me. I gotta make this full screen for everybody. Let me get there. Get this off. Boom, baby. Here you go. The parries are always super fun. It's so
And this
good.
is with the Castus, and I'm usually doing barehanded parries. I think actually the OBS capture delay makes it easier for me to do these kinds of parries instead.
cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's so satisfying, especially getting the backward parry.
The sound effect and everything.
Mhm.
I was gonna turn it on so we could hear the sound effect, but I just popped over to our stream. So and the first thing we do is we're dropping F-bombs, and I'm like, buddy, come on. He does. Is this the one you did the backwards one? Oh no, this is the choo-choo time.
No, I failed this one.
Yo,
Yep.
okay, almost.
Look at all that damage too. Oh, yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's Gnar. Yeah, that's how I was trying to come in.
Yeah.
I was just watching in the background, letting Cassette do his thing, and I tried to come in to save the day, but my host, my host did not have me that today.
You got to protect your host.
Was that it? Or did we already? Oh, that was a complete run. Here we go. This is probably the one. Can we get some highlights? Oh,
Oh, no. Oh. And it's funny because again, this is on a magic build. Why am I doing melee? Why am
Because
I
you wanted
doing
to
this?
show off your sick parry skills.
I know, but it's completely unnecessary.
I
I'm using
mean,
a dancer's armor right now. It barely has any
yo, I got
protection to
mine.
it.
Yay, let's go.
Nice. Yeah, you were able
Feels.
to get a few in yourself.
I think I got this next one too. Oh, that's right. Right here, he did it, and your blast actually hit him, but I still got the parry off before your, or I mean, I got the riposte off before your blast got him. Yeah, it
Yeah,
felt good.
which
This
is
is when you
probably a good
started
thing.
using the magic, and you could totally tell. Look at that big chunk. You do actually awesome damage. Oh, there, I missed the choo-choo as well. The choo-choo's
It's
so
really
hard.
to time.
Yeah, I know.
So hard to time.
He almost killed me. Did you see
But
that? Yeah, almost one-shot me on the
yeah.
choo-choo.
So this game, like Sun had mentioned probably a moment ago, it does a lot in terms of its sound design to make everything that like things that you successfully pull off like parries feel monumentous and weighty, and it's kind of like a nice congratulatory sound effect that you get. uh I don't want to say that this game is very arcadey, but it does a
Yeah, it
lot
is.
of that
Oh no, I've
sort
totally
of.
said that. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay. It does a lot of that uh positive reinforcement,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Like a nut.
like a nut.
Oh boy. Good times. Cool. Well,
Hmm.
I think we is there anything you want to say specifically about Dark Souls?
Uh Not in particular. Maybe.
I love you,
Thank
Dark
you,
Souls.
Miyazaki.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we love
Bless.
your creation.
Yeah,
We
bless.
love. Thank you for putting together an amazing team, and being a part of that team to put together such a. I'm gonna get. Oh, I thought I got flattened here. Um, yeah, this game changed video games for me, and it let me connect with Sun over here. He went
Yes.
through years of patience of training me to get where I could be at this game,
I was
and I
trying for so
just
long.
been
I'm an
running with it.
evangelist. I try to get all my friends on board.
It's a great series to evangelize.
Okay, bud.
Hey, Son.
Hey, yeah, what?
Um, I heard that this is the place to be to help sadness.
This is definitely the place to be to help with sadness. I had the medium all wrong. I didn't know what to expect, but I knew it was from Bloober Team, and they have done Observer, the Rucker Hauer game. I never played that one specifically, but I watched people stream that one. Layers of Fear, the Blair Witch game. So I kind of didn't know.
Titles I've been wanting to play, actually.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, quite frankly. I knew that we had some. They specifically mentioned that like they were inspired, by the Silent Hill games, and Akira Yamaoka was hired to do some of the sound work in the medium.
Oh, sweet.
Not all of it. Only when you're in the other world. When you hear the other world
That makes
sounds,
sense.
that's the Akira Yamaoka audio.
Nice.
So I didn't know what to expect with this game. From the visuals, I thought it was going to be like a Resident Evil or a Silent Hill type game. It's not that. It's more akin to an adventure game, like puzzles or like old LucasArts games, but kind of like you just
Okay.
move around in it. And I find this approach very cool because it gives people that don't normally play these type of games access to play like a fun kind of game like this. I love horror games, so I'm probably not the best authority to say this, but I truly don't find this game is scary. I think it has cool imagery. I think it has insanely heavy themes. That is the number one reason to play this game so far. It has been very cool. I'm very interested to see what's happening in it. So I don't really want to talk too much about the story because I feel that is the most paramount thing about this game. So far, the puzzles have been, the first half of the game that I've been exposed to, they've been varied enough to be interesting, but at the end of the day, they're similar to like a LucasArts type of game where, an adventure game where you have to like, kind of like Gone Home, where you find the thing to make the thing work, It's not, and there are some rudimentary puzzles like developing film. You have to process it for X amount of seconds and things like that. But at the end of the day, there's always one solution, and you just basically have to find the item in the environment. and that allows you to move on to the next step. It really is a curated experience that is more akin to an adventure game like that. And if you've played like What Remains of Edith Finch or Gone Home or any of those type of games, and if you enjoy those type of experiences with some really good story and the voice acting is good, I think you're really gonna like this one. If you're going into it thinking it's gonna be like a Silent Hill or Resident Evil, it's not that. So just temper expectations going into it, and I think you'll either you know what you're getting yourselves into, and it's a very good time. So far from what I played.
My face lit up as soon as you mentioned that there's a film development puzzle. So
Yeah.
I know I have something really cool to look forward to when I finally play this.
Yeah, you got to get like the help me out here. What's the developer? This is the stopper. Is that the other one?
Yeah, developer, stop, fixer.
That's it. Yep.
Depending on the process, hypoclear, but that's not always the case.
Real quick,
depending on how old your process is.
This mechanic is quite used. This is the other main mechanic. You're not allowed to share the same. She's only is allowed to share the same space as her in her two areas. And when you separate, she has like an out of body experience, and you can see she's starting to dissolve a little bit because she says it's akin to like going underwater. And she lets you, it lets you kind of like explore, because there are some areas that are open. Some have artificial geometry walls, or like are blockers in one world that you can get through in another world, and it's awesome, man. I've been enjoying it. I'm very interested to see the story. There was a big development that happened on Saturday previous Monday when I was playing it. I plan on playing it tomorrow night, so we'll see what happens. Get to jump into that next bit. I hear it's about 8 hours long, so I will be interested to kind of wrap it up. It is on Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, I think it's definitely worth checking it out. It is still a bear to run on my PC. I had to lock it at 30 frames just to keep it stable, so it wasn't like uncomfortable, to stream and play.
Yeah.
But overall, it's quite good.
I might try that myself, locking at 30. I'm worried that I would have to play this at like 720p or something instead, though, or like lower resolution scaling.
Yep, I'm running at 1080p.
Yeah, which would probably be worthwhile still. So
I'd love to buy a 3080 NVIDIA, but you sold them all to miners and scalpers, so
thanks for that.
Yeah, G.
Yeah.
Also, what we weren't. I was going to do it. I didn't record a new update on it specifically. New version, but I've been keeping up at it here. This is the third day that we had done the Ring Fit adventure. So I thought I'd just give you guys like an update on where it's at, how it's going, and this kind of gives you like a little bit here. We're stretching. This is a little bit of a different experience here. Let me get the full screen so people can see. You kind of have to run faster on some of these. They drop the ground out beneath you, and you got to run. I'm trying to mess with the machine. So you'll see that if you aim down, so Lucid wasn't able to see. Now hopefully you can see. So check this out. This is going to collapse. So you got to sprint and then blast down, and then you can. These are pressing against you, so you got to like tippy tap and then blast down. And then here's another fit battle that we got coming up. I have at this point I've unlocked an AOE attack now that we have multiple enemies. So you'll see this. The front press now hits everybody. I've actually unlocked some more since then. You actually get typing bonuses. So if these are like these dudes are red, and you know what I mean, that'd be a green enemy. I've got some audio going here. Let me go ahead and mute that. It sounds like my speaker's on. Am I burping? Was that what that was? That was me burping because I'm moving. I just did this first thing waking up. That's too funny. I was like, what is that noise? But you see, there's 3 hands right now. This one is from only the 3rd day, so it's not that big of a deal. But when you get the typing, it's cool. You do increased damage, and you can only have the certain amount. I think it's 5 different move sets that you can do. And
interesting.
Yeah. All right. So there's 5 different abilities that you can have on your bar. Sorry. So it limits, so you can't just have every access to everything. So you kind of have to plan and say, okay, I want to have a couple red, I want to have a couple purple, and they target different body type or body groups. So you're like, you know, the red are maybe like these like squeeze ones, and then like abs or purple ones, you know, squats or whatever. So it just kind of you can target muscle groups by choosing the different color type that you want to do, it seems.
Now I have a question about that. It doesn't track day to day, like because I think you mentioned last time you were talking about this ability cooldowns and stuff like that. It doesn't like force a cooldown of like if you've worked with this particular group the previous day, it will probably still be in like a long cooldown to prevent you from going back to that group and like encourage you to use a different muscle group the next day or anything like that.
No, I
Does that make
haven't.
sense?
I haven't encountered. It does make sense, and I haven't encountered that. These workouts are still pretty. Even though some of these rep schemes get kind of high
Still pretty
like this, yeah. I mean, like, it's just at the end of the day, it's body weight exercises, right? And you're squeezing
Yeah.
like a bar. You're not really gonna hurt yourself. You could
Yeah,
do.
this isn't weightlifting or anything, so
Okay, here's the real key. Whenever I've actually legitimately had this question asked many times, right? And you hear this question. You will have muscle fatigue before you are going to do enough to degenerate yourself to the point where you would be injured doing like squats or push-ups, right? You're going to have muscle fatigue before you do so many push-ups, the repeated stress is going to throw out your elbow or permanently destroy your wrist. You're going to literally have muscle fatigue. So you don't really have to worry about that when you're doing pure body weight stuff, and you're not, you're not worrying about throwing yourself under a barbell or anything. Yeah, so I would not, if you are concerned, that is a very good point to bring up though. So I'm glad you did, so we can address it. Yeah, in general, if you're going to have the muscle fatigue before you have any like structural damage.
Another thing to bring up is like having terrible form with a certain thing, but it kind of seems like this game has a lot of the metrics and measurements in order to make sure that your form is more or less within the range that it wants you to have it, so that you don't end up either not doing the workout correctly or just prevent any possible injury that you could have.
Well, I would say, so I haven't experienced anything that would put me there yet, but I would say if you're not finishing the workout, and it does actually track your pulse at the end. So if you're like in a dangerous area at the end of a workout, it would probably say, hey, do we want to adjust this? But I would say, excuse me, even to get there, you would probably have to like not be able to complete the workout. Excuse me, and you can actually adjust it in real time. Right now, you can stop in the middle of a match and say, "No, I need to make this lighter." And then at the end, I would guess it would say, "Hey, why don't we adjust this for last time?" Because I'm at a 23 right now, and they ask me every day, "Are you feeling good? Or are you feeling bad? Do you want to go up or down? Or are you feeling right on?" So the first couple of days, I stuck at 20, and now I'm doing 23, and I expect to go to I don't know how high it goes, but I'll just keep on trying it because I've just been doing these smaller 5 to 8 minute workouts at the higher intensity, and it's been pretty fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I hope everybody checks it out. I think Pelico picked it up for you guys, right?
I was going to mention, yes, he's ordered it, and I'm very excited to finally try this out for myself.
Are you going to give us updates?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Heck yeah! Oh, awesome! I'm so glad. That's so cool, man. Awesome.
Might even, God forbid, record myself playing.
Oh, holy cow! Well, I wasn't suggesting that. Only if you're comfortable, but I would love to hear the updates.
It would be hard to record it in the living room because I'd have to lug the PC equipment, and I don't know if I have enough space in my bedroom, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. So the final game that I have for this week in gaming is I played another game called another new game that I wanted to check out. I had heard it on a podcast, and the guy had mentioned that it was a Hollow Knight in 3D. And then my buddy, who I've been playing games with for a number of years now, he just messaged and said, "Hey, have you heard of this game called Blue Fire?" And I said, "No, I just heard that it was like Hollow Knight in 3D." And he said, "Yeah, that's exactly what it is." I apologize for this recording. I tried to record it multiple times. I don't know if it's just the game or what, but the recording is not smooth, so we won't focus too much on it. But essentially, this is very Castlevania right there, huh? Floating castle, bud.
Yep.
You'll see this character is very similar to the Hollow Knight, except he's got emo like fashion hair instead of being little bug person. So it's the stage is set. We'll kind of skip around. I recorded the first like 20 minutes again because I think it gives a pretty good indication. What this is, you have a game that controls. When I say 3D Hollow Knight, I kid you not, the same dash. It feels the same. Here, let's get this so you can kind of see me moving around. So you see, you can lock on. It feels really good because you avoid like the contact damage that you normally have in Hollow Knight. You know, you can lock on and keep your distance. You feel me? Yeah, right? So it feels good. I apologize if this is a little shaky because whatever, but the recording got a little weird. This looks like it's working out though. But anyway, you'll see that it just feels really good to move around. The combat is fairly rudimentary so far.
Looks like it.
Yeah, the combat's fairly rudimentary, but it's fun. There's no iframe, so I learned it from playing it last night. I'm doing way better today because I learned my lesson. You have to just avoid the damage. There are upgrades just like Hollow Knight as well, like the upgrade abilities that you get. So there may be an iframe one, who knows? You get a shield right here if you hold B. This is you usually have to have like one of those upgrades in Hollow Knight to kind of have that. It also has a system. If you look down here in the bottom left, they call these like fire something or others, and when you press up on it, it heals you just like in Hollow Knight. This is a little emote statue that you can kind of you spend your money and learn the emotes. So you'll see this is my the music is pretty good. Here, we'll let some of this music play. Get a little Zenyatta. Oh man, see that's some of it's really gnarly. This is the other thing I wanted to touch on. These they have these like Mario Odyssey style challenge rooms. So we got some lore. I won't jump in here, but yeah. So you come in here and you see we need to collect 30 of these gems, and you come in here and look, or not just Mario Odyssey. This is just like a Mario kind of challenge room. Now, this guy doesn't move as like Mario. You don't have, and there's no, got them moves like Mario, got them moves like Mario. It doesn't, okay, it's not quite like that, but it is what it is. He still kind of controls well. The dash feels good, but again, I apologize for this recording. I don't know if I was going to stream this, but I don't know if I can now. I'm definitely going to finish up Cyber Shadow before I finish this because I was having so much fun with this. I wanted to actually stream it. So I don't, excuse me, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, though. Looking at the way the recording turned out, I'm going to guess the OBS output to Twitch will be just the same.
Yeah. Any of you who have never worked with OBS or any sort of video capture, especially when it's dealing with something that's already using a lot of your PC resources, it can be a nightmare finding the right settings for just like one particular title.
I was doing game capture with this, so I could attempt to do just a display capture and see if I get a better result, which is what I'll do next time to see if I can do a successful display capture. I've just had a pretty busy weekend and week, so when I noticed the recording was messed up, I had recorded it. I was hanging out in the Budsday. Shout out to M3 and Muir and Aileen Senpai. Everybody hanging out and having a good time on Friday night.
I think people are using that space.
Heck yeah. If you want to stop by the old Discord and hang out with your friends, please stop by and say, oh, what up? Anyway, yeah, we were all just sitting there chatting, and my whole recording turned out like this, so I was super bummed out that it was unfortunate to be like this. So I did another recording today because I know what to do. I wanted to do the first 20 minutes again, just so I could showcase how the game at least works. I want you guys to get a kind of feel of it because it's very fun. If you like 3D platformers with some combat, this is, so far, I highly recommend it. Give it a shot. Let me give you a little taste of the music. It's fairly simple. But you kind of hear doon 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 doon, like it's kind of nice, right? It's not bad. There is another zone after this, so you have like some jumping puzzles here as well, where you're timed. You kind of got to make your way up. Again, apologize, but anyway, we'll kind of fade that back down. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and on the other side, we're gonna hit up Cassette's games. Thanks around, guys.
Thanks again. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to talk about what I played this week, which was finally Resident Evil 3. I am so happy. I've been looking forward to playing this game for almost a year. Back in April, when my personal quarantine started, I decided to focus all my time on playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I think was time well spent. A fantastic game that we talked about in our first week. Um, but recently, with all the Resident Evil fanfare for Village coming through, I was able to pick this up on a steep discount and finally get to enjoy such. I do want to preface. So I know that a lot of people have talked about how this game is too short. It cuts out a bunch of the sections of the original version of this game, but I cannot tell you how enjoyable having a sort of uh, I don't want to say abbreviated, but a much more tight Resident Evil experience is. Coming from RE2 remake, having a lot of or some of the mechanics and some of the searching and pathing pared down a little bit actually makes this a much better experience for someone like me. Being able to jump into this playthrough multiple times to really learn where everything is. I mean, I cruised through standard mode in a couple of nights and immediately just felt the need to jump into hardcore mode, get that extra manual for perfect dodges and perfect punches. And it just opened up this entire game for me. Yeah, uh, I'm already starting on Inferno. Um, no, not Inferno. Sorry, I'm starting on Nightmare. Okay, you have to finish Nightmare before you unlock Inferno. And I'm really excited. Yeah, I finished on Friday early in my stream. Went into hardcore mode. Played it last night to do some more hardcore. Uh, every section in this game is just so beautifully put together. Um, all the pathing in the first area, all the puzzles are wonderful. Um, Few as they are compared to two, which I don't think is actually a detriment. This game is fundamentally different. It's much more just run and gun in a lot of ways, which especially when you get the perfect dodge on your subsequent playthroughs or the expanded perfect dodge, it just really keeps that momentum and that fluidity going. It's very rewarding. The only real detriments that this game has, they're not even really that much of a detriment, just relatively low points. There's a section later on in the game that's a little bit more just bullet sponge gun heavy. That took me quite a few tries to get on hardcore, but it's just having a smaller game like this, you got a lot of sections in the game where you just keep going at them and take some time to learn how enemy waves are coming in, how to really focus your resources on different parts, and after a while you just get it. You crush the gameplay. um yeah, I am really looking forward to jumping into this in Nightmare some more and hopefully get to Inferno, where people have told me that it really changes the game entirely for them. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Are you gonna be
Still,
streaming Inferno?
yes, I am,
Cool.
and that's going to be a whole thing for sure. Still looking forward to unlocking my rocket launcher. I still only have 20,000 points for the shot, but that just means I get to play more hardcore over again. Um,
I love this game.
yeah,
I when it came out, I played through it, and I enjoyed every second of my playthrough. Truly, I know that the cut content is a bummer. When there's fundamental changes that they made that you do not have the option to fight, have different paths of nemesis. They also removed a really awful
yeah.
worm boss, so I'm cool with that. But it is a bummer. And the biggest thing is no mercenaries mode. They gave us another competitive multiplayer mode that nobody wants. Everybody wants the co-op multiplayer mode of mercenaries mode.
Yeah.
Heck yes. Let me jump in and do all these perfect dodge moves. The fun thing, RE6, it's not fun solo, but as with the Bud, it's pretty fun.
Mhm.
But the mercenaries mode is actually not bad because it's just straight up run and gun. But if you had this kind of thing, it controls and shoots and plays so well. It is just criminal that we don't have it. But I do feel that this is a very underrepresented game that does not get a lot of enough accolades, because it was one of my favorite games of last year,
Mhm.
hands down, without question. It was just super fun to play through. I still haven't. I got more to do. I just probably got distracted. I do plan to go back to it at some point. It might be fun to restream. But what Cassette's doing is the
Yeah.
way you got to do it. In order for you to learn these games, you got to start and then just play through all the difficulties. Because if you try to jump into the higher difficulty after you haven't played in a while, it's so hard because you forget everything. I guess that might be fun for viewers on stream, but I'm not sure it might be the most worthwhile.
No, I did that with remaster pretty recently, and even on normal mode, I think I actually ended up playing my first time on easy, because even on normal mode, I was getting my butt whooped, and by the time I actually beat it, I really didn't even want to jump into hard. Um,
The other thing about
going,
the other thing
yeah,
of the game, I would like to have seen more of kind of Raccoon City. You know, it was cool, but
right.
having a little more of that would have been great. You know, having the freedom to kind of roam. But it is what it is. I kind of feel you play all of these in like a package. You know, like you got to play 2 and 3 remake together, because it's all the same experience. You know, the beginning of 3 happens, and then RE2 happens, and then that's when the time skip
Mhm.
in 3 happens, and you end up on the other side of RE, or the end of RE2. It's awesome.
That would be a fun stream. Do 2 and 3 hardcore like that. Do the beginning of this, and then do 2, and then jump into the end of this.
Yeah, that'd be very fun.
Yeah. I was thinking, what would it take for us to, use the bad E word? What would it take for us to do mercenaries?
And 6?
No, in the original 3.
Oh, emulation.
Yeah.
Dolphin. Is there?
Oh yeah, there is a version of this on GameCube.
That could be. Can we do co-op? We have used we played Tatsunoko versus Capcom like that. We could investigate. That could be a possibility.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
what you'd want. There are better mercenaries mode. I'm just saying I wanted a mercenaries mode that was like an upgraded version of it.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because it definitely would be very different being able to play it in this type of I don't want to call it sandbox, but just like all the gameplay improvements that they made since then. I mean, again, it is a very different game. It's third person shooter instead of a fixed camera fare, but who knows? Who knows what they might have down the line? Maybe they'll can you imagine Village mercenaries?
Well, I like the third person in Mercenaries. I don't know. It just feels like a totally
True.
different game. First person would be fun though, but it'd feel more like a horde mode Halo. Because the whole
Yeah,
thing
you're
on
right.
Mercenaries is jumping around, doing the rolls and the dodges. You know, it's just that's the whole point. You're supposed to get overwhelmed with a ton of enemies, and you have the fun moves to play around with. So this one in particular would just be, oh, delightful.
Yeah. This is actually now making me want to jump back into RE2. Crap. Is that basically what I'm going to be spending like the next few months doing? Is just 2 and 3? That wouldn't be a bad way to spend my time, honestly.
I think people like doing it. The only thing I would suggest is that you
Mhm.
play maybe a game on your off time on one of the off days and record the B-roll, so we have
Yeah,
something to bring to Budsday. But yeah, I mean, I think it'd be fun to give your updates on how you're adjusting to the game.
yeah. I might have to do those offline then, because I won't talk about it, but I think I have mentioned that I'm going to be doing a very particularly special title next week that I'm kind of looking forward to, but it'll be a time, that's for sure. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to RE Engine for running so
Yeah.
well on my machine still. I mean, 1066 gigabyte does not get you very far anymore. We were talking about how I would definitely be having issues running medium on my machine, and you have a 1080. Um, but the fact that it has an interlaced mode saved my bacon. Being able to run the game, making it look as good as I still could, and hit 60 FPS. I I want interlaced in more games, and I really hope that RE Village has interlaced mode, because that's probably the only way I'm going to be able to play it. But
Unless maybe we can get some stock by then. Hopefully a 3060 Ti in your possession.
oh, I'm praying, man. Please give me. But yeah, that's Resident Evil 3. That was a great game to play for this past week. I'm glad I devoted my time to it. Again, I'm gonna be sinking my teeth into all the hard modes. Already Inferno, no, not Inferno, sorry, we already had this conversation. Nightmare. Nightmare at the very start immediately gives you another fanny pack. It gives you a bunch of greens and it gives you the Magnum and it says, this is gonna suck. Go to town. You're gonna need these. So I'm looking to see what it's gonna throw at me because it's already trying to get across the fire escapes and everything was already instant death for me. So we'll see what happens.
Well,
But
I'm
yeah,
excited. I'm super glad you liked it. I've been pushing Cassette
Mhm.
to play this one for a while because I knew you were gonna love just the day-to-day gameplay is so stinking fun in this game. It is if you want just a fun shooter, if you want to it's just fun to play. This game is just fun to play. It's not too scary.
Truly.
You have really cool zombies. You got a really cool monster. I love the way they do with
Mhm.
Nemesis. Stosh. The man has no lips, so no A. It's just
He
fun.
can't really open his mouth at all anyway.
It's just fun. Play it.
And the boss fights are great.
They really
Um,
are. I like them better than 2. I like them better than 2.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh gosh. One day I'll be able to have 240 hertz and I can try doing knife only on those bosses. That would be perfect.
Jeff's kiss.
But yeah, that's our Resident Evil 3. That was my week. That was our week in gaming. Um, what an amazing time. It's going to be exciting to see what we all play next week.
I'm gonna try to finish Cyber Shadow this week and give my final impressions of it. So we'll work on that. I'll keep giving updates on Ring Fit Adventure. The next one for me that I'm probably going to be streaming. Okay, so Neo 2 is coming out, but Neo 2 is like 1,000 years long. So I don't know if I'm gonna play that entire thing. We'll see. I don't know when. I don't know if I'll play that at launch. I might wait for a sale. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of want to play Mario 3D World, the new release. I have it on Wii U, and I like that game. I know it's not a very popular one. I personally quite enjoy it. I like the way it plays. I like 3D Mario, but I love objectives. Like I like the collectathon games. I love them. I love Odyssey. They're great, but there's just something nice to have about the objectives, and nobody controls like Odyssey Mario. It's the best, but this one should be fun. I want to try out the Bowser one too. So I'll probably be. Oh, and they sped it up a little bit from what I understand. So it should be interesting to play. I'm very excited. I love Mario games. So I don't tend to stream them. I tend to play them offline. But I may stream that one. Maybe we'll. I don't know. What depends. We'll probably talk about it on Budsday for sure.
Yeah.
But if I don't stream it, I'll be probably streaming Neo. I think that's probably the next long game that I stream. So I don't. We'll see. We'll check it out. I do want to play more of Blue Fire, but if I can't get it to record properly, I don't think I'll be able to stream it anymore. That's one that I do want to stream because I feel like it's kind of maybe it might be longer. I don't know, but we'll see. So any other closing thoughts?
Basically just looking forward to this coming week. Looking forward to chatting with you all over the week as well. Always love hearing y'all's thoughts on our work and love to catch up with y'all. The fact that we I don't know, son, we have a great community. I don't know what to say specifically about that, but I've just been gushing to myself lately just about how cool everybody is and um being able to hang out with these people day in and day out every week has just been a delight. Thank you.
I just
Thank
want to
you all.
say, as our buddy Lucid likes to say, you matter. I totally agree.
Hmm.
You belong in our chats. You guys
Hmm.
like the same stuff we like. Please, don't ever feel alienated or that you don't want to participate because you definitely belong. We just don't don't want you to be mean. As long as you're chill and you're a nice person, then welcome and welcome to Budsday, my friend. I hope you enjoy your time.
I also saw that Lucid started playing Cyber Shadow because
I think
we
he
talked
finished
about
it.
it.
I think he finished it. Heck yeah.
I
Shout
saw
out
the
to
tweet
Lucid
that
Faith.
yeah. Let us know if you play a game because that really
Yeah.
just butters me up when people are inspired to do something or play something because of us. So yeah, thank you so much. Of course, as always, hit up that link tree, linktr.ee/budsday today, where you'll find all of our links if you haven't followed us on something. And please tweet at us if you have any questions or if you have any comments about something. Love hearing from you all.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. I will see you soon, Cassette, and everybody else. We'll see you next time. Later, guys.
Thanks again for hanging out, everybody.
This is better, right?
Weirder. I'm so happy.